a most vital transmission from the Pleiadian High Council Mira. Dearest brothers and sisters gracing this beautiful planet, this is Master Lady Nada, extending greetings to you, our cherished Earth crew. I am Mira, of the Pleiadian High Council, and I connect with you today through the radiant rainbow light emanating from our ships, directed towards your magnificent world. This is indeed a pivotal juncture in your earthly experience. Many of you are finding yourselves in a liminal space, caught between two realities, almost as if you're standing with one foot firmly planted in an old era, and the other tentatively exploring a new one. You are living, breathing, and navigating your day-to-day third-density existences. Yet, intermittently, you are dipping your toes into the vibrant energies of the fourth dimension, and even catching fleeting glimpses of the shimmering fifth. You might be observing that the routines and habits that once ignited your passion and excitement in the third dimension no longer possess the same allure or resonance. Perhaps you are increasingly experiencing a sense that you do not fully belong to the old ways of living, the established norms. Understand that if you are feeling this profound disconnection from the mundane, it is because you are already aligning yourselves with the elevated frequencies of the emerging world. You are in transition, a state of becoming, and in this in-between state, you may, at times, feel somewhat disoriented or emotionally sensitive. When you find yourself straddling these two distinct worlds, you may immediately perceive the fresh lightness of the higher vibrations, while also acutely sensing the lingering density of the old. As a consequence, you may occasionally find yourselves more vulnerable to certain challenges, such as psychic interference or waves of collective emotion, simply because you are open and empathic as you undergo this significant shift. Do not allow this to dishearten you. This is merely a temporary phase within the ascension process, and it serves a vital purpose in your soul's unfolding growth. Let us now address the influence of the collective consciousness, as it holds considerable significance during this transition. The mind of the mass consciousness, essentially the combined thought field of all humanity, has been an integral part of your experience since the moment you were born. You have been immersed within it, taught by it, and profoundly influenced by its prevailing energies. For a significant duration on Earth, the collective mind has been saturated with duality, fear, and limitation. These thought forms are ubiquitous, pervasive, like a constant background radio signal permeating every facet of life. Now, as you awaken and begin to step out of the old three-dimensional matrix, you begin to perceive the profound extent to which this background mental noise has affected you. In this in-between state of evolution, where a part of you is attuned to higher consciousness while another part remains acutely aware of old 3D patterns, you might feel the pull of the mass mind more intensely. It is almost as if the thoughts and emotions of the collective, particularly the heavy and negative ones, sense you are attempting to break free from their grasp, and thus clamor even more insistently for your attention. Many lightworkers and ascending souls report experiencing sudden waves of anxiety, doubt, or sadness that seem to materialize from nowhere. In reality, these may well be the influence of the collective consciousness brushing against your own mind. In these moments, remember that much of what you are feeling may not originate within you at all. You are simply sensing the ambient vibrations of humanity as a whole. This awareness alone can empower you to detach from those feelings and thoughts, rather than becoming lost within them. Each of you also carries the history and the specific tasks of your own soul into this lifetime, and this profoundly affects how you experience negative thoughts. Some of you entered this incarnation with a lighter karmic backpack, having already resolved many energies in other lifetimes or earlier in this one. These individuals may find it somewhat easier to maintain a positive or peaceful mindset, experiencing fewer intense lessons involving negativity. Others among you bravely chose to take on a heavier load of experiences and energy in this life. You may encounter more frequent challenges or carry a greater emotional weight that needs to be cleared as a result. Please understand deeply that there is absolutely no competition or basis for comparison in this journey. One soul is not ahead, and another is not behind, simply because their paths diverge. All are simply fulfilling their divinely chosen roles within the Prime Creator's grand plan. Indeed, those who carry heavier burdens and still find their way back to the light are achieving a truly tremendous feat of soul growth. Many of you have endured great trials and tribulations in this life, experiences that tested you to your very core, And yet here you are, persevering steadfastly on your spiritual path, and even extending your wisdom to help and guide others. We see you, and we wish to acknowledge just how invaluable you truly are. Often, the souls who face the deepest darkness ultimately end up shining the brightest for others. The strength and wisdom forged from your hard-won path are a precious gift to the collective. Whether you fully realize it or not, by sharing how you have navigated your own difficult challenges, you are illuminating the way forward for countless others who are struggling. We, your galactic family, deeply honor the work that you do on Earth and the very fact that you exist during this crucial time. Your presence is contributing significantly to uplifting humanity, regardless of how burdened or effortless your life path may feel to you. Now, dear ones, let us delve into the main topic that many of you have been inquiring about: how to effectively manage or overcome negative thoughts. First and foremost, understand that experiencing negative thoughts does not indicate that there is something inherently wrong with you or with your human experience. It is entirely normal for such thoughts to arise, especially given the environment in which you have been living. There is no, as some may fear, inherent darkness residing within you that is causing these thoughts. You are not cursed, nor are you failing spiritually, simply because they appear in your mind. Let us dispel the misguided notion that you must be somehow broken or deficient if you have not yet completely eliminated all negativity from your thinking. You are perfectly whole and complete at your core, a radiant emanation of divine light. Remember this fundamental truth: your natural state is brilliance and love. Negative thoughts are akin to clouds passing through the vast sky of your mind. They may momentarily dim the light, but they can never extinguish the sun, which is uniquely and eternally you. It is also vitally important to realize, okay, I understand. I will rewrite the provided text, adhering to all the specified requirements. Maintaining the original meaning, rewriting in a metaphorical and profound style, using US English, keeping the content consistent with the previous rewritten paragraph, and maintaining character names and details. I will also ensure the text is complete and grammatically correct. Here's the rewritten passage. It's crucial to understand that not every thought that dances through your consciousness is born from your own essence. As we've touched upon, the collective consciousness of humanity wields a profound influence. For millennia, a significant portion of this mass mind has been steeped in duality, birthing countless limiting and fear-based thought forms. If you are a sensitive soul, and many of you are, indeed you might find yourself picking up these thought forms, almost like a finely tuned radio receiver catching a broadcast signal. This can manifest as a sudden surge of negativity, an idea or emotion that seems to materialize from thin air. You might find yourself questioning, where did that come from? That's so unlike me. In reality, you may be unwittingly tuning into humanity's collective broadcast. Have you ever felt your good spirits wane after traversing a crowded space or scrolling through the endless streams of media? Your mood darkened by a sudden influx of worry or anger. This is a common experience, particularly for empathic beings. The critical point to grasp here is not to personalize these thoughts, not to claim them as your own. The initial step toward reclaiming dominion over negative thinking lies in recognizing that many of these thoughts are simply impersonal energies, currents flowing through you rather than reflections of your authentic self. Indeed, there are instances where darker entities or energies attempt to interfere with the radiant souls among you. Some of you may have harbored anxieties that a dark spirit or demon has latched onto you, fueling persistent negative thoughts. While it is true that lower astral entities can sometimes be drawn to the light of a starseed or lightworker, like moths fluttering toward a flame, know this: these beings possess no real power over you, save for what you grant them through your attention or fear. They cannot inhabit or control you unless you extend an invitation through fear or fixation. Your divine light is infinitely more potent. Should you ever sense the presence of darkness encroaching upon you, invoke the light of the Prime Creator. Call upon your angels or guides, and affirm your sovereignty. The shadows, therefore, even in such instances, do not warrant self-blame or fear for experiencing negativity. Remember that you are a divine being, and any negativity is merely a transient phenomenon you are observing, not the core of who you are. With that understanding firmly in place, let us proceed to practical steps you can embrace when a negative thought arises. The very first action is to pause and cultivate awareness of it. Instead of instantly accepting the thought or reacting with fear, step back into the role of the observer. You might say to yourself, I observe this thought making its appearance. Then, gently remind yourself, this is not truly my thought. It's simply an energy passing through me. By perceiving the thought as external to your true self, you begin to dismantle its power. Imagine yourself as a blade of grass in a vast field, and the negative thought as a breeze that momentarily bends you. The grass feels the wind, it sways, but the wind is not a part of the grass and soon passes on. In a similar vein, you might feel the impact of a negative thought, but it is not born of your true self. It simply traverses your consciousness. If it helps, you can even mentally thank the thought for alerting you to an area where you can invite more light and then calmly dismiss it. This stance of impersonal observation proves surprisingly effective. The instant you cease identifying with a negative thought, you loosen its grip upon you. Within that space of detachment, you reclaim your peace and authority over your own mind. The objective is not to eradicate mental activity entirely but to transform your relationship with it, becoming the master, not the servant of your thoughts. You may yearn for negative thoughts to vanish forever. We understand the deep desire for complete and utter peace, but remember that the human mind will continue to generate thoughts for as long as you inhabit a body. That is its very nature. You cannot simply flip a switch and achieve absolute silence within, at least not without considerable dedicated practice. Attempting to block or suppress thoughts through force tends to be counterproductive. The more vehemently you shout, "I must not think this," the more your mind fixates upon it. So, refrain from straining or judging yourself for having thoughts. Even highly enlightened beings experience thoughts. The difference lies in their lack of attachment to them. Some advanced souls or veteran meditators experience exquisite periods of mental silence, but they attain that state through gentle practice and surrender, not through self-criticism. So, do not fret if thoughts continue to arise. They need not disrupt your inner peace. The encouraging news is that you can alter how thoughts affect you and gradually diminish their negative nature through the practices we are sharing. After assuming the role of the observer of a negative thought, the next step is to redirect its energy into a positive form. Think of it as flipping the script or transmuting lead into gold. Once you have acknowledged that this thought is not truly yours and is not aligned with your highest truth, you have, in essence, uprooted it from the soil of your mind. Now, you can plant a new seed in that space, a thought that reflects the light and truth of your being. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I am not enough," recognize it as a collective fear of lack and release it. Then consciously choose the opposite thought, affirming abundance. You might say to yourself, "I am an abundant being, connected to the infinite supply of the Prime Creator. Everything I truly need flows to me in the perfect moment and manner." Choose words that resonate with brightness and truth within you. The precise wording may vary. What truly matters is their uplifting essence. As you voice this new thought, feel it resonate within your heart. Take a deep breath, and as you inhale, visualize the light of truth filling your mind. As you exhale, imagine any lingering tension or doubt flowing out of you. Slow, intentional breathing during this process sends a calming signal to your body and aids in anchoring the new positive thought. Okay, here's the rewritten passage, keeping all your instructions in mind and ensuring continuity with the previous section. By speaking those uplifting words, you reinforce their impact. By consciously replacing a negative thought with a positive affirmation, you'll observe that, with consistent effort, these shadows of negativity begin to diminish in both frequency and intensity. Think of it as gently guiding a spirited horse with kindness, rather than attempting to control it through brute force. Gradually, the mind settles, becoming more receptive and cooperative. Your thoughts will increasingly become your allies, working for you instead of against you, sabotaging your peace. Now, let's delve into the subject of elevating your overall vibration and consciousness, as this is ultimately the most profound and lasting method for transcending the limitations of the world and overcoming negative thought patterns. The techniques we've shared thus far serve as invaluable tools for managing negativity in the present moment, and their importance cannot be overstated. However, a more profound transformation is also unfolding within you, and you have the capacity to consciously participate in this evolution. You, dear one, are walking a path of awakening, and as you progress, you will naturally begin to transcend these lower thought forms altogether. Consider this analogy. The worries and anxieties that preoccupy a young child are vastly different from those that concern a mature adult. In a similar vein, as you mature spiritually, the worries and fears that once haunted your mind simply begin to dissipate. You outgrow them, leaving them behind like old clothes. One powerful way to accelerate this spiritual growth is through the regular practice of meditation, or any discipline that assists you in quieting the incessant chatter of your mind and connecting with your higher self. When you meditate, even for just a few precious minutes of deep, mindful breathing and tranquil silence, you momentarily step outside the relentless flow of constant thought and ascend above the mental noise. In those sacred moments of stillness, you create an open channel, allowing the radiant light of higher consciousness to flow into you. You may experience a gentle sense of peace washing over you, or a subtle feeling of joy gently bubbling up from within. These are unmistakable signs that you are increasingly aligning with your soul's higher fifth-dimensional frequency and distancing yourself from the denser energy of the three-dimensional mass consciousness. Each time you offer yourself this precious gift of silent connection, you are, in effect, polishing the lens of your inner consciousness, allowing it to shine more brilliantly. Over time, negative thoughts find it increasingly difficult to take root within you. They become faint, distant echoes, rather than persistent, intrusive voices. We often speak of the importance of expanding your consciousness beyond the confines of duality. Through meditation or heartfelt prayer, you can access a state of unity, a state of pure presence, a level of consciousness where you feel intimately connected to all that is. In that state, the usual fears and limiting judgments simply dissolve, like mist in the morning sun. Some might describe this as attaining a diamond mind state, clear, strong, and flawlessly reflecting only divine light. Even in such a state, a heavy thought may occasionally drift through your awareness, but you simply observe it, acknowledge its presence, and gently allow it to drift by without engaging with it. Just as a diamond remains untouched by a fleeting shadow, you come to realize that there is no true enemy residing within you, only energies that are either in harmony with truth and love, or in need of compassionate healing. And the radiant light of your higher consciousness naturally transmutes these lower energies, gently guiding them back into alignment. Consistently reaching this elevated state is a journey, a process of unfolding, so be gentle and patient with yourself. Even brief glimpses of that peaceful, expanded state will profoundly benefit you. Each time you engage in this practice, you are strengthening your connection with your higher nature. And as you do so, your life will increasingly reflect more peace, more love, and more clarity. Situations that once had the power to unsettle or upset you may resolve themselves more easily, or, quite simply, they will cease to bother you as intensely. This is a clear and unmistakable sign that your consciousness is truly ascending beyond the old matrix of limiting thoughts and beliefs. Let us also consider the everyday habits and perspectives that can further support this profound transformation. Your modern society often conditions individuals to be in a perpetual state of motion, constantly striving, achieving, and attempting to control every outcome. While growth and achievement certainly have their place, the relentless stress and incessant mental chatter that accompany an always doing more mindset can easily overwhelm your mind with anxious and negative thoughts. Have you observed that when you are exceptionally busy or under significant pressure, your inner voice often becomes more critical and fearful? This occurs because the ego, fearing failure or the feeling of not being enough, attempts to regain control by flooding you with worry and self-doubt. A powerful antidote to this detrimental pattern is to deliberately cultivate periods of conscious relaxation and mindful presence. Give yourself permission to simply be, without any agenda to fulfill or problem to solve, as often as you possibly can. Step out of the relentless mental race, even if only for a few moments. Breathe slowly and deeply. Right now, as you exhale, consciously release any tension you may be holding in your body. As you inhale, breathe in a profound sense of peace and tranquility. Even a single conscious breath taken in the present moment can reset your mood and clear your mind. By anchoring yourself in the present moment throughout the day, truly feeling your steps as you walk, fully savoring the taste and texture of your food as you eat, attentively listening when someone is speaking to you, you are withdrawing your energy from the negative thought loops that revolve around the past and future. You are returning to the now, to the present moment, where peace naturally resides. Another empowering perspective to adopt is the understanding that you are not here to frantically fix every aspect of your life. You are here to experience and express your true self, your authentic being. We offer you this powerful phrase, "I do not chase outcomes. I dwell in my essence." This signifies a conscious shift in your focus, moving away from constantly worrying about external results and instead choosing to simply abide in the state of being that is your true nature. When you operate from your essence, which is inherently love, peace, and creativity, external outcomes naturally align themselves in harmony. It is akin to tending to the root of a plant. If the root is well-nourished and healthy, the flowers will bloom in their own perfect timing, without any need for you to force them open by pulling on their petals. In the same way, if you nourish your soul and align yourself with source energy through practices such as meditation, cultivating joy, expressing gratitude, and living authentically, the flowers of your life, external success, vibrant health, fulfilling relationships, will open on their own, unfolding in their own perfect time and way. Focusing first and foremost on your state of being frees you from so much unnecessary mental strain. It significantly reduces negative thinking because it removes you from the endless cycle of fear and anxiety about potential outcomes. What if I fail? What if I get hurt? What if I don't get what I want? When you consciously choose to stop obsessing over specific outcomes, you liberate yourself from that fear-based script that plays in your mind. You trust that by being aligned and present, you will meet whatever comes your way with grace and resilience, and that wonderful possibilities can unfold, even without you having to control every single detail. This is a form of surrender, an empowered surrender that allows the universe to work through you. Okay, I understand. I will rewrite the provided text as requested, maintaining all original content and meaning, while adhering to the specified stylistic and contextual requirements, including consistent character names and continuity with the preceding paragraph. I will focus on enhancing the descriptive language and emotional impact while staying within the 20 to 30% modification limit. Here's the rewritten passage, to your very own divine essence and the natural rhythm of existence. Now, as you begin to weave these practices into the tapestry of your days, be mindful that the ego, that persistent voice within, may attempt to draw you back into the familiar comfort of old patterns. It might whisper anxieties, painting vivid pictures of potential failures, or tempt you with the allure of well-worn fears, all in an effort to reclaim its dominion. Do not allow yourself to be disheartened by this inner resistance. Instead, simply acknowledge these egoic strategies for what they are, mere illusions, and gently yet firmly refuse to engage. Each time you become aware of yourself teetering on the edge of an old, unproductive pattern, and consciously choose a more elevated, more harmonious response, you achieve a significant victory. In those powerful moments, you are literally rewiring the neural pathways of your mind and body, training them to reside in a state of unwavering peace. As time unfolds, you will observe that triggers that once sparked anxiety or negativity within you no longer possess the same power. The old karmic narratives that once held you captive begin to loosen their grip, gradually fading into the background like distant echoes. In their place, a steady, radiant neutrality begins to blossom, a calm and tranquil center deep within your being. You become the very eye of the storm, a point of stillness amidst the swirling chaos. Even when surrounded by turmoil, you remain clear, grounded, and centered in your truth. You can witness challenges or observe world events without feeling overwhelmed or consumed by fear, responding instead with compassion and profound wisdom. This state of inner equilibrium is a beautiful testament to your ever-expanding consciousness. We, the Pleiadian High Council, encourage you to fully acknowledge and celebrate each positive shift you experience along your journey, no matter how seemingly insignificant. You remained calm and composed in a situation that once would have sent you spiraling into distress. Take a moment to express gratitude for that profound growth. By consciously appreciating your progress, you strengthen and reinforce it, inviting even more light and positivity into your life. In this way, you are not only transforming your own individual life, but also contributing to the uplifting of the collective consciousness of humanity. You are actively helping to rewrite humanity's story through your own personal evolution. With boundless love and unwavering respect, I am Mira of the Pleiadian High Council. I embrace you in the radiant light of our shared unity. Go forth in peace and carry our blessings within the depths of your heart. Blessings. We send each of you a warm, tight embrace from Master Lady Nada.
Explora la resonancia Schumann mensajes de otros consejos galácticos.